me the store. There we go.
You have to do all of his stuff before he even shows
What's in your fucking store, you little shit panda? Oh, we've got some bigger healers. Sure.
Alright.
We got a terabyte of healing.
Is that what that stands for?
I assume so. G and then T.
Oh, yeah. T would be terabyte. You're right. Well, don't fill up on healing items. We don't know what else he has.
Yeah, I don't really necessarily need this stuff anyways.
No, I know how it is, though.
I'm gonna get him. Okay, so he's got return keys. And...
I have no idea what this stuff is.
some bombs. I don't care.
Yeah, fair enough.
Almost never do we use battle items.
Talk to him again? No? Okay. So he doesn't have any more riddles, I guess.
Yeah. He better not.
Better just go give that cheese to Chumon. Do you remember the way?
Yeah, I think so.
It's pretty straightforward, in all fairness.
Yeah, just go right.
Yeah. Until you have to go left.
Yep. So, return key. See ya.
Yeah.
I'm never
Goodbye,
talking to you
Panda
again.
Man.
We were talking about .hack. Do you want to continue with that?
Oh, yeah, I had forgotten.
I'm gonna save while we're doing this.
.hack is a super cool game series. I used to own the first game, and then I rented the second, and I rented the third. I lent the first game to a friend of mine.
Never got it back?
Never got it back.
I'm pretty sure I don't have my copy of the first one either. I think it just got lost.
Which is really unfortunate, because I think the first game actually isn't that expensive.
I checked eBay
fairness.
earlier today.
Oh, did you?
I want to say the listings for the first set are kind of dubious looking. Like they're all like, oh, well, this is just the box. It doesn't have the disc. Or here's the disc. It doesn't have the box. And oh yeah, we tested this disc. It totally works. And they ranged from $1 up to $20.
Yeah.
For .hack GU, which is the second set of 4 games, they're $100.
Yeah. Well, is that per game? Is that what you're trying to say?
I think so.
Because the first game, series is 4 games long.
Yep.
They do not come in one box.
Yeah.
The first game is .hack Infection, and then there's I don't remember.
I don't remember, but it's 4
Corruption
separate.
is in there.
It's like having 4 discs in one game, the way they would back in the PlayStation. We had Final Fantasy 7 and 8 had multiple discs.
No,
they are separately sold.
Yeah, no, it was sequels. They weren't.
No. You could transfer up your stats, and also it was the same engine. They didn't really improve anything.
They were 60-hour games apiece.
Because they were mostly dungeon crawly.
Yeah.
Don't pretend they completely revamped the system between those.
Point being, we don't have a copy of the first game. I would really have liked to play it for this channel, even though I'm sure that a million people have probably played it, and it would be one hell of a slog. Yeah, we'd have to do all of the side character quests and have to do very little grinding in order to make that interesting. But the series is actually really good, and I do actually super like .hack. Yes. I appreciate it a lot.
It's very endearing in the way it handles the characters, in that it really considers that, okay, these are people playing an MMO. So you'll have people going AFK and their character just freezes for a while. You have characters who are 50-year-olds playing as the same kinds of characters as everyone else, and then you'll have characters who are 10 and playing as adult characters. And it's they go into detail with that stuff to an extent that's really cute.
There's a character in that series who plays a character who looks like she's about 10 and turns out to be a 30-year-old woman who has a husband and is constantly burning meals because she is spending too long on the MMO. And near the end of the game, she kind of starts to disappear more and more, and you can't get a hold of her. And when you finally get a hold of her, you find out that she found out at some point she's pregnant and that she is with child. And Kite's oh, does that mean? And she's yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to fucking help you do this. I've got a baby to think about, dude. If I get screwed and I fall into a coma, that baby dies. And Kite's like, yeah, you know what? Fair enough. They part ways, and then she comes back at the very end and is like, no, I'm going to help you anyway.
And then she gives her character to, like, one of her kids, so, like, it's the same account, but
she's
it's, like,
only
a
got the
6-year-old.
one kid, but yeah, it's a 5-year-old. So it's the same account, which is like a 10-year-old, but it's in the hands of a 5-year-old.
Yeah, as opposed to being
a different
the 30-year-old.
series entirely. That's
but it's the same account.
That's Legend of the Twilight Bracelet.
Yeah, there's multiple series, multiple games, multiple everything's, novels, mangas.
A lot of them connect with one another, and it's really, like, weird to see, especially because, like, you get a lot of series that will connect with each other when it comes to games and stuff like that. You very rarely get series that will connect between games and then also anime on top of that.
Yeah, like they're all the same canon.
Yeah, it's all considered the same canon, with the exception of, like, a handful of them, which are considered non-canon because they were accidental or something like that. Like, Legend of the Twilight Bracelet, the manga is canon, the anime is not.
Oh, yeah, the anime for that is, like that. It's a lot of, like, episodic moe blob nonsense.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And twincest. Lots of twincest.
Yeah, gross. But aside from that series, the general franchise is pretty cool. My favorite is that one of the characters in the first anime, Dot Hack Sign, is a... What are you doing?
Sorry, no, my hand is all asleep.
He keeps poking me. Anyways, one of the characters is like an almost 50-year-old dude running around playing like a generic warrior guy. And he's hanging out with a bunch of like high school kids, and they can't seem to handle their shit in a lot of things in the game. So like if they go into a dungeon where the mapping function is turned off to make it harder, they get all weirded out. And he's like, I'm just writing it on paper. Back before games had internet, like... Back in, like, the Commodore 64 days, we just, like, drew out our own maps. And they're just completely, like, astounded at the concept. He's my favorite.
But the problem, like, obviously, like, we were talking about it, but the problem and the reason why we would probably never do this for the channel is because, like, the first game is something like $30, $40 you can find online. It was $60 new, which is actually kind of impressive because the price has not really gone down much, but it has gone down a little. The second game in the first series is where it starts to pick up. I think it literally goes from like $40 to $50 to like I want to say like 70 after that, up to like 90, up to like 120.
And if we're spending that much money on games for the channel, that's low priority. If we're spending money on games for the channel, it's going to be like Digimon World 2. Which is also in that price range. Or it's
going to be something like another console or something so that we can play more games.
Yeah, like so that we can play Cyber Sleuth.
I did the math for it. If we honestly wanted to get Cyber Sleuth and something to play Cyber Sleuth with, we could shell out maybe $60 or $70 and get
I got the Honesty D.
Hey, what was the one that Pandamon gave you?
Knowledge.
Oh, okay, cool. Either way.
Yeah, this may be giving us some stuff to start with. I thought I was going to get like an immediate one for the knowledge one. I'm going to have to go check and make sure.
It might be one of the diggles that you don't have out.
Maybe. I thought it was this one, though. I'll find out. But yeah, like we've talked about games for the channel. Dot Hack would be so low on the list.
Yeah, in all fairness. Like, it is a really grindy game.
Yeah. Tension is 20 or more, and a knowledge D. Okay, I'm going to do that. I knew I needed it.
But Dot Hack is cool. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I also found out that there's some kind of weird, like, fan thing where... I thought, because Dot Hack / Fragments is a thing...
It's a real MMO of the fake MMO.
Yeah, so Dot Hack exists... within Dot Hack, there's a game called The World, and that's the one that everybody plays. Eventually the world goes through like a huge thing that happens, and it requires the game to be rebooted.
Oh, she's got it.
Because everybody
she has something.
Dies or something. But they started up as The World 2, which is what takes place during GU. And like you said, GU, like the cost on GU is like $100
no one bought it apparently.
Yeah, apparently
so it's really
that
hard
game,
to find.
because that's what I've heard, is that game is super rare. Like, it's not even that it's just like, oh, it's expensive because it's kind of rare. It's like, no. It was like maybe 2,000 copies made. And it's just like, Jesus.
Oh, hey.
Like, I don't actually think it's that low. Like,
Good Digimon to protect what's right, we'll have to Digify.